So I have some oats and some cream of wheat, and I want to make a melt and pour soap. I'm using this knife here. It's a sensei knife. It's kind of interesting. I want to make a melt and pour, like I said, goat's milk with, I have some bay rum. And a friend of mine asked for it. He wants to know about bay rum. I used it in a mixture. So it's a very masculine soap. This is going to add the soothing properties of the oats to the grittiness of the cream of wheat. It should be about a tablespoon, so that's about what I'll use per pound. I'll see what I get when I go with it. And I'm not going to go through the whole process. I made this yesterday, rose and vanilla. This is a soap I came up with. It's a amber romance, bay rum, and coffee. This is a really nice soap. I like this. This is very masculine and feminine. Ocean breeze, lavender. This is like a vanilla. And this right here is a mixture of, I like it called apple orchard, because I put a little bit of coffee in it. I'm gonna go through. I forgot about that. These are clear soaps, goat's milk. These are forget the shea butter. This is honey. This is a honey soap, and I used jasmine flower and coffee and a little bit of musk. So it has like an apple orchard smell. It's really pleasant. Really great antibacterial properties to the soap. So I have my bay rum here, and I'm not going to use that obviously yet. I'm going to think what molds I want to use. I have this one. I have this one here. I like this a lot because you get 6 bars out of it for even though it's got the B on it. For what I'm going to be using it for, yeah, you want a smaller bar of soap. So I got this goat milk base. I'm using it from this company. I'll post the links below to this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take the plastic off and I'm going to chop it up into squares, real small pieces, maybe about that big right there, and put it in. I have this right here with a spatula, and I'm going to have this cleaned out, dry, put the goat's milk in, get it up to temperature. I'm going to check the temperature with this gun, this little heat gun. There's a laser, you point it at something, that tells you the temperature right away. So let's see what the goat milk base is, just for a second. 73. Good to have, good to have. Do these other bases. I'd like to make a bigger batch, something like that, you know. But I'll chop this up, show you the process. Before I get my hands all soapy, I wanted to show you some of these fragrances I got from Iqui. Really great. You know, the volume of this is nice. I have a coffee. I have an amber romance. Really nice. I like them a lot. And that's what I've been using. So I will post the links to these below. I'll post the links to all these products, where you can get them. I'll post the links to, other than this, I bought this at a store. You can find a silicone spatula anywhere. Cleans up real well. Definitely think you should do that. We'll go through it. I have colors. I'll show you the process. It's a very cheap cutter. I'll show you though what I'm doing. I'm basically moving the melt and pour up a little bit to where I know I can cut it into sections. as I'm breaking it down and just very softly working my way through. So I hit the bottom there. I take what I have left and drop it into the thing there. I have a glass Anchor Hawking measuring cup too, but this works very well. It's cheap, it's plastic, it doesn't matter to me very much. Just drop some on the floor. Check it for any nothing on it. I'm gonna get the whole thing chopped up. I've got two cutters. I got this one and that one. Comes with it. Good to have. Very good to have. This next step of the process is where you want to start thinking. Okay, you want to start thinking like, just like when you're making any other soap, what you're going to be doing. So I have a little jar here that I want to pre-measure my fragrances, any additives I want to put in there, and I'm going to have time to work with this, but I'm going to be putting this in the microwave for 30 seconds, and then see it start to melt down, and then go with like 15-second bursts, and really look at the temperature of it. I want it between, I like it between 120 and 140 before I add any fragrances or any colors or anything to it. And having this pre-measured gives me the chance where I can just drop it in. I'm not sitting there with an eyedropper for the next 20, 30 seconds, worrying, is the temperature dropping? Is this mixing correctly? I can drop it in and mix it in something. Not sure what this was for originally, but it's clean. Make sure everything's clean. If you're in an area where you're going to be melting this, I like to melt and pour for this because I can add the additives to it. Realize you're going to be dealing with something that's hot. You're going to be stirring something, so keep it clean. Keep all pets and kids away, and go from there. So I'm going to start out putting this in the microwave, like I said, 30 round burst, first time. We're going to see what we come up with. Okay, so now I can kind of gauge the temperature. I can read it's at, I don't see any melting, but it's about 80 degrees. So I've got about 10 degrees more. And I want to keep doing this until I get it to where it's all melted and I can read the temperature of where I want it to be with the heat gun. I don't want it to get too hot. I don't want to scald it. So I'm going to do another 30 seconds, and then I'm going to do a 15-second burst till I get it to where I want it to be. Then I'll show you the next process. So I'm going to show you a trick most people don't show you. I have it here. It's melting, obviously. I'm going to hold it on. It's 140. It's 118, 120, something like that. Now, it was 160 on the bottom. So it's going to be warmer on the bottom and melting. It's going to sit. So don't just like put it in, look at it, put it in. You want to have it to where you can read the temperature between the two. And it'll vary. It'll vary a little bit because it's still a little bit of a solid on the bottom. Let that sit and let that melt. Don't rush this process. Let it play through on its own. To where you get it melted at a consistent temperature throughout. That's the biggest thing, is when you're stirring it. If you don't, that's where you're going to have spots where the fragrances and colors won't stick. You might have a clump of it in there, let's say. You put a beautiful fragrance and a beautiful color in. I'm probably going to keep this white, and because I'm mixing the goat milk and oatmeal and the other ingredients. But you may have this to where you have it totally melted down. You have one clump in there that didn't, and you have this big white spot in the middle of your soap that you're making. So think about it that way. So I've got the goat's milk melted down. That's super nice and smooth, isn't it? Really nice. No clumps, nothing in it. Real nice and milky. And I want to stir. I want to get that all nice and even. We'll check the temperature on that for a minute. see what we have. It's 135, 120, right where I want it. So I can add the fragrance right now if I want to. I can stir it a little bit. I can heat it up a little bit more. I don't want to heat it up too much. I just want to get that real nice and mixed. I'm not going to add any fragrance to it just yet. I'm going to let it sit a little bit. I'm going to think about how I'm going to add the other ingredients. I'm going to add them. I just took the temperature and right where I want it to be. And when I mix these in, you see I'm already getting some of film on top, which is really good. Add my fragrance oil, and I want to kind of do it like that because every drop of this is precious. I want to stir it in real nice, and I want to get it to mix real nice and even. So I'm going to go about 20-30 seconds of doing this. Get it to mix in real well. At this temperature, I don't have to worry about the fragrance burning off. Now I'm ready to get to pour it into the molds, and this is what I do. Just basically slowly pour it in. Those extra ingredients will have a tendency to sink to the bottom. That's normal. That's why I'm doing melt and pour. If I was doing the other kind, the cold soap, it would have a tendency to even more so sink to the bottom. See those bubbles? You can use a spray bottle with rubbing alcohol. I use a different method. It's probably not kosher. But I'll show you. You want to just tap that a little bit. Any air bubbles in there, you want them to come up. Use up all this goodness. Now before I show you this method, I'm going to show you what I'm using. I don't want to touch the silicone. Just lightly hold back, just enough that just turn way down. You run it along the air bubbles. Now if you go too hot, you will scorch them. This area where I poured and it didn't mix right, even that out. Make sure it mixes right. I have fluid in here. I don't know why it's doing it. Anyhow, that's the process. And let it sit. Let it sit for this right now, 3 hours. It'll be done. And the soap will be done and the process will be ready.